Hi, it's Rabbi Pliner, and welcome to Chinuch Matters. In the next few messages, I will be taking you through the highlights of my ebook, Middot Education for Children, The Development of Character. This book is a necessity for every Torah home. It's a handbook on building children's Middot. It presupposes a notion that we should not allow our children's Middot to develop without parent and teacher input. Otherwise, you may not be happy with the outcome. I encourage anyone who has not received the ebook, go to my website and download a copy, chinuchmatters.net. Let's take a look at the topic. The Torah commands parents and teachers to educate children in the ways of Hashem. Its ultimate purpose is to inspire the youth to be lifetime servants of the Almighty in practice and desire. Rav Shimshon Raphael Hirsch, Zichrono Livracha, described chinuch as having two prongs to achieve the intended goal: igniting the spirit of the child through acquisition of knowledge, and number two, the development of character, which is called moral education. Rav Hirsch is making an important distinction between igniting the spirit of a child and the development of his character. Knowledge and depth of understanding will stimulate the intellect and arouse emotions and lead to action. It will inspire greater appetite for more intellect, which will lead to more spirit and will lead to more acquisition. In fact, the acquisition of knowledge may include an acquisition of knowledge about midot, where children will become aware of positive and negative midot. But it's not going to be enough to help children become bali midot. It won't facilitate their acquisition of proper midot and the elimination of improper character traits. This ebook will focus on Middot education, and we will look at which chinuch methods are effective and what role parents and teachers play in the most important training. But first, we need to better understand Middot. We find the term midah as referring to two seemingly unrelated ideas: measure and characteristics. As an example of midah as a measure is seen in the Talmudic dictum midah keneged midah, measure for measure. And Hashem metes out our consequences for our misdeeds in a measured way so that the retribution fits the errant action. And the same is true the other way, that Hashem metes out our rewards based on the measure of our good deeds. Now, regarding human character, the Talmud describes people as having either positive or negative character traits, midot, tovot, v'ra'ot. So that's how you see midot being used in both ways. Now, the saintly Chafetz Chaim Zichrono Livracha asked and answered, I would say, an obvious question based on his understanding of Lashon HaKodesh and the understanding of Lashon HaKodesh, and that is that any two words that have the same shoresh have something in common. So the Chafetz Chaim's question is what does measure and character have in common? They have the same Hebrew shoresh. And he said the true measure of a human being is his character, not his external qualities. So it's you measure the character of a human being, and that's the connection. Essentially, the essence of a person is his character. Here's another fascinating idea about Middot, and that is that Rav Chaim Vital, who's a primary disciple of the Arizal, questioned why the Torah does not explicitly forbid certain negative character traits which are considered like abominations to Hashem. Example of these traits would be anger, arrogance, jealousy, lust. All of the above mentioned behaviors are described by the sages of the Talmud as being abhorrent. So why didn't the Torah include them along with other negative other negative commandments? Thou shalt not get angry. Thou shalt not be lustful, etc. So he explained Rav Chaim Vital explained that Middot are not included in Taryag mitzvot because good character is a prerequisite to the Torah and not a specific mitzvah of the Torah. And the Slonimer Rebbe Zichron Livracha clarified this idea, and it is based on the assumption that a Jew's relationship to a mitzvah corresponds to the purity of his character, which means lack of ethical perfection is a flaw in one's basic orientation as a Jew. This can be compared to a building with a weak foundation. There will be ongoing danger to occupy this edifice as long as this foundation is weak. So too our pursuit of mitzvot and our sanctification through them will be lacking because our midot, our spiritual foundation, is weak if we have not mastered and become bali midot. As the essence of a human being and his primacy in reaching the goal of serving Hashem with all of our heart, purity of character is a matter that every parent and teacher must deal with a comprehensive way to help our children get a head start and be successful throughout their entire lives. Next week we will look at the topic of parents' involvement, what the role parents play in midot development. Have a good day.